How's it going, everybody? I am Dr. Jon Clayton, your Layton chiropractor here in Utah. So in today's video, we're going to be going over it with my friend Michael, see some of the adjustments as well as the muscle scraping that I'll be showing. We're going to be focusing on the forearm group, so the flexor part as well as the extensor part of the forearm, as well as the back musculature. So what we're going to be doing for the muscle scraping is just basically going through and grinding up a bunch of that scar tissue so that the patient can work out better, have better pumps in those areas, as well as just be able to be more, I guess, injury free, because we won't have as much scar tissue through that area. So pay attention through this video. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And then I'm going to show you the scraping tools that I'm going to be going through, and then basically like, subscribe, and check out more of our videos. Thanks. All right, so the first thing we're going to work basically be the back of the ribs through here on both sides of the spine. I always check these before I do the spinal adjustment. So we're just going to grab the front of the hip and just kind of twist. We'll work on this side, across here. Just like that. Then working up through the spine, we're going to basically go to the bottom of the thoracic spine here and then work our way up. Deep breath in here for me. All the way out. Deep breath in here. All the way out. Deep breath in here. All the way out. Deep breath in here, all the way out. Let your head relax. Deep breath in here, all the way relaxed. Deep breath in here, all the way out. So the big thing with adjusting the feet and ankles is that the most common ankle adjustment that you'll see, like on YouTube, is to grab right here and hook on right here at the ankle joint. So this isn't necessarily a foot adjustment, it's basically for the ankle. So you want to grab, go here, and pull across. So that's going to be your main ankle adjustment. Then the foot starts all the way through here. So you got like the middle of the foot, and then the middle of the foot ends here, and then you've got basically the end part of the feet and the toes. Okay, so then similar adjustment, you can kind of come just a little bit higher up and set through there. The other adjustment I like to do, I'll show it on this one, but it's basically to get the ankle or the middle of the foot adjusted here, just in front of the ankle. You can also do it from this position here and set it like that. It gets that middle of that foot there. Okay, and then toes, set the joint, middle joint here, and then all of the other ones here, like that. And then here, ankle, heel. Another way to do that middle of the foot is to contact through here, bring that knee all the way across, might be kind of hard to see, and set it down just like that. And toes, just like that. Perfect. All right, so what we're going to be doing is showing basically a hip flexor slash like psoas release, and also we'll do some of the adductors as well. So what you want to do is put the patient, their leg into like that frog leg position, so just like this. Then you can tell just how tight it is by pushing on this hip here, the opposite hip, and then the same side knee, and that shows you how tight it is. So what the goal is to have the patient's hips stay down. What I'm going to do is use the broad side of my elbow. We're going to slide up the adductor, hit the hip flexor area right here inside the hip. So we're going to pin, we're going to pull up, we're going to be pulling up this way while adding pressure down. So push down, add pressure up, make that pressure, keep that pressure sustained. I'm going to push down on this knee right here. So I'm going to push down on that knee, just like that. And that's a perfect stretch to do. And you basically want to hold that for, 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds if the patient can hold that that long, or until the patient tells you to stop. So, okay. So that's a perfect stretch to do. The other one I like to do for hip flexor area is going to be, you want to contact just inside the hip bone right here in the front. You're going to put the pressure here, right there. So the beginning way that I do this is I'll have you slide your leg off the table, just let it hang off the side. That's a good way to start that stretch as well. Or if you want to have them do a full movement while they're doing it to contract and stretch the muscle, what you're going to do is you're going to have them bring their knee up to 90 degrees. This contracts the hip flexor. I'm going to pin straight down inside of this, kick your leg up to the ceiling. Okay, and then what you want them to do is keep their leg straight and lower it to the ground slowly. Okay, and then you can repeat that process until the patient tells you to stop or if it's too painful. So that's also an excellent one to do for the hip flexors, because most everybody has tight hip flexors nowadays. And then what we're going to be doing, so we just worked into the hip flexor area through the front. So now what we're going to do, just kind of clear out the rest of the hip socket area, is going to work through basically glute medius. Right here you have glute max right back here, then glute med is going to be right here. That one does basically motion where you go out to the side. And so if you feel like your hip is restricted, once we've cleared out the front, we're going to move to the side, and then you can also work to the back into the glute max as well as piriformis. But this is going to be for glute med. You basically just want to get the patient on their side, keep their hips locked in place, and then just pin basically right into that muscle. Get into it right there. Okay, so I'm just slightly above the hip socket and just slightly back as well. If I go too far forward, right into here, just right above, that's tensor fascia lata. But I want to be right back here and basically pin it straight down the best I can. Just like that. Okay. If I want the patient to get a little bit more out of it, I can have them contract their muscle, which would be just having them lift their legs straight up in the air. So to lift your knee straight up in the air, like that, and down. And you can really feel the muscle on there. So. And that's always going to be a little bit more painful to take the patient through that range of motion compared to just sitting there and pressing on it as well. Okay? So that's another way to help release a lot of the tight hips that we see here in the office. And one of the last things we're going to do before we do basically the neck and then move into our scraping section is going to be checking the elbows. So we're going to check the ulna first. From here. Set there. Come across for radius. And then check the wrist. So you just want to decompress that wrist. Then one of the things we're going to be showing today is scraping the wrist. Just kind of opening up this part of the wrist as well as this part of the wrist. So your flexor and then your extensor side of the wrist. So mainly with just adjusting, we want to decompress it so that we can go through and scrape it. Adjust the fingers. And come to the other side here. This elbow here. Radius. And then wrist. Okay, perfect. Then finishing up with our adjustment portion right here, we're going to go into the neck. Kind of feel where you have the most tension. Let that just relax there. With all the rotation, we're going to get a little bit more rotation back through here. And that deep breath in here, all the way out. Good. And just kind of get that skull to separate a little bit from the rest of the vertebrae to decompress the neck. Thanks again for watching the video. It's been a pleasure in making it for you. Feel free to check out all of our other videos, and we'll